but so let's see, what's better? I think we gotta open the outermost room for now, because I need to know what we're working with. If we're building towards, like, a bunch of trades, or if we're building towards, like... Yep, and there's our microchip. Good as new! We totally didn't trade it to otherworldly entities. Okay, so we could get the schoolhouse and try for the schoolhouse again. I think that's what I'm going to do. There's so many things, so much to do, and so little to do it with. But yeah, I got a few other ones kind of kicking around. I've been thinking about, like, I've got Curse of the Obra Dinn, which is on my list. I've got, like, I know I've got Disco Elysium as well as another one. I got a bunch of games that, will be a lot of fun to get into. Let's open up the hallway. And we'll open this door. And we can kind of roll ourselves to something good. Parlor's not bad. I think library might be the ticket. Plus, now we get the Curse of Blackbridge. The legend of Blackbridge is one that's well known to the people of the Grand Realm, for versions of this tale have been passed down from generation to generation. With each new telling, the story has changed, becoming over the years more colorful, more verbose, and as one might expect, increasingly horrifying. However, with so many renditions and unique personal touches, the task of confining and binding this tale to text seemed an ambitious and impossible challenge. Over the course of my research, I have heard dozens of variations of the legend, and while the details would often change, I was surprised how much of the story's heart remained the same. Yet the more I listened, the clearer it became that there could never be a definitive version of this tale capable of capturing all the wonder and myth of Blackbridge. In the end, I chose to write down what felt most authentic, the story my grandmother told me as a boy long ago. Part 1. The Berry Picker from Oris. Many years ago, before peace had become a familiar word, there lived a group of rogues so wayward that the locals deemed it appropriate to call their number the Unholy Hounds. They were feral outlaws composed of society's worst in a time when society was at its worst. And for each crime that fearful travelers credited to the group, a dozen more lay unclaimed, each worse than the last. For the gentry, however, who often value their coffers more than their companions, no crime could measure more wicked than the group's primary enterprise, high road robbery. Yeehaw! One such member of this so-called band of rogues was a boy of 13 years, Jesper, who had not been lucky in life, having lost 2 brothers to war and parents to famine. In the years of hunger that followed, Jesper lived in a gutter behind a churchyard, relying on the nourishment of scurrying bugs and weeds, harvested from the cracks of the alleyway to sustain his pitiful existence. It is not surprising that a child aiming to escape such hardships would take any easy road out. An easy and well-traveled road, paved with temptations, leading out of the city and into the gentry lands, where loose purse strings entwine with the strands of salvation and glisten equally with the hope of opportunity. It was this road that eventually led Jasper to the end of his youth, a hidden cave at the bottom of Blackbridge Canyon. It was here he met his surrogate family and saviors, the notorious gang of godless outlaws known as the Unholy Hounds. Despite the hardened circumstances that had led him to this vocation of banditry, Jasper was surprisingly tender-hearted and was often teased by the group for being too kind for such an ignoble life. For this reason, Jasper was assigned the innocent role of berry picker. It was not just innocence that set the berry picking apart from the gang's more wicked undertakings, for it was the only duty performed without the safety of night's concealment. Jesper, no stranger to solitude, did not protest that he alone worked while others slept soundly, tucked away in the cave at the bottom of Blackbridge Canyon. On one such occasion, Jesper decided to get an early start. He left the cave, berry basket in hand, and set out into the woods before the morning sun had even brushed against the tallest treetops. It was colder in the mornings, but the headway dawn afforded meant Jasper could reach the furthermost berry patches without worrying being chastised for tarrying upon his return. It took over 3 hours on foot to reach his destination, and along the way, Jesper had passed many a familiar bush, all priorly pillaged and so bereft of berries that one would have to dedicate several moments in earnest examination before finding a single one. Jesper was patient, but even patience had its limits. He was confident that even accounting for the time lost to this long stretch of travel, his efforts would be well worth the pains. Surveying the patches of this new grove surprised even Jesper. The red dots suspended among the leaves seemed as numerous as stars in the skies. Upon seeing such a bounteous sight, he clutched his berry basket tightly and nearly toppled over out of joy. Once he had regained his senses, Jesper quickly made a decision. He would not reveal the location of this newfound treasure. Instead, he would earn the respect of his confederates who, upon seeing his yield, might attribute the success to hard work. Smiling at his plan, Jesper set off to fill his basket and was making steady strides in this task when the sound of thundering hooves interrupted him. This is just chapter 1? How long is this story? Holy moly. Okay. This is crazy long. Okay. Trying to decide if I want this to become a reading stream. That's a long book. For what it is. I'm gonna kind of just scan this a little bit to see if there's anything that seems like it's relevant to a puzzle. I suppose I could also probably check the wiki. So blueprints. The Curse of Blackbridge. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, I got nothing. I'm not seeing any hints that this even does anything? What is the purpose? Oh. Okay, so this book it unlocks the cursed chest in the shrine if you never stole money from the shrine and got cursed another way. Okay. That's devious. Alright, let's take the classroom here then. Go through, we'll get our apple. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, so redraw. So now we need something that's going to get us some gems, because we do need gems. All right. The gems are in the blue box. The gems are in this box. The gems are in the box, or in a box next to this box. Oh. So if this is false, then they're in this one. That would make both of these false. So if this is true, then this is false, and this is false, which means they're in the black box. Show me those gems. Yeah! I only have a few more of those to go, I think. Oh, cool. We got classroom. And an apple. Okay. When am I going to teach the class? I don't know. What does the class want me to teach? Just take the classroom here. It's a dead end, but it's not pointless. Because I do not know what direction is up and what direction is down. Ooh, that's dizzying. Okay. Advanced particle physics? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Kiki. I do not know advanced particle physics. This is a bad time to admit the fact that I actually failed my physics class in high school. Because I failed my physics class in high school. To be entirely fair, it was not my fault that I failed that physics class. Broken lever. Okay. It's all coming together. The teacher was quite poor at teaching, which I feel very mean to say, but also it's been like 13, 14 years now. I'm gonna hope that she either no longer works there or got better at teaching. But she could not teach it in a way that like made any sense to me. And to put it in context, I was taking calculus the same year. I excelled in calculus. So at a certain point, it's not all on me. I think we take the chapel. I think that's fine. Is calculus the plural of calculator? Do I just collect math bricks? No. No is the response. Let's take the breakfast nook. Bacon and eggs and key. Oh no. You're kidding me. Is our run really over this fast? It might be. Yep, that's our run. Ah! Okay. Tricky.